All right. Ten Hag's army ready for the Liverpool tie. That's going to be played. That is tomorrow on Sunday at Old Trafford. Big game that we anticipate we are really going to win. I've already gone ahead to go ahead and really record what we call the match preview. You can as well go onto the video tab and really watch it there. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokan David is my name. I hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, you know, Muslims, it's Ramadan Mubarak to everyone who is really fasting, and may Allah really reward you accordingly to the way you are fasting. And for the Christians, you're also really going through your holy month, that is of the Lent, 40 days of fasting, and now we wait to see how you guys are really gonna really end it, and then the rest will be history in here onto our channel. So I'm really excited to bring you Erik ten Hag and some of the things that he went ahead to say onto the players of Man United and so many more in here onto this beautiful channel. So we are here to obviously bring you that it's all about the quadruple boost of players coming in and returning to action at the club of Man United. That is really good news. We are gonna break down Ten Hag telling us who is really the favorite to really win this beautiful game of football. That is Erik ten Hag for you, and so much more. And I'll be really calling upon your reactions into the comment section below as you come in through to really tell me what are your thoughts really in here onto the United Matters channel. Let's see close to 200 likes. Smash on this video. Let's continue to subscribe because we want to hit 17,000 subscribers before the end of the month. Now, let's obviously kickstart it off with Ten Hag saying he was asked about the fitness of Rasmus Hojlund, Harry Maguire and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He said it was a good week and they returned to training on the pitch. Today they were all training. We have to see how they recover tomorrow, that is Saturday, but it looks good. I think they'll be fit to play. Now, if there is any story that you would love to hear from the manager, it should be this. I remember I was doing a certain video, I think in the morning, when I was really quoting the words Ten Hag really said before this game of football, like on Monday this week. He was like, these players are back, but we need to see whether they're not gonna get setbacks. And it looks like they are not gonna get setbacks. These players are not gonna get setbacks. They are gonna be ready, available for the club of Man United, and we anticipate the best of the best from them, and no one is really gonna stop them from really going to that squad of Man United. I've already gone ahead to explain to you why these players returning is a very huge boost for the side of Man United. It's a huge boost for the club of Man United, if at all you know where we have been recently. You know, the most important bit is Rasmus Hojlund returning. He gives us what we call what it's called a focal presence. You know, he epitomizes the attack. He acts as the apex of the attack of Man United, and we put in lots and lots of efforts in there for you. So I believe that it's really one of those moments that we are really gonna have more and more and more and more and more. We're really having this guy, and he's really doing us wonders, and no one is really stopping him. And I'm really excited about the return of Rasmus Hojlund, because I know that by the time he really left and really got injured after scoring a brace against Luton Town, Rasmus Hojlund had found himself in a position of scoring 7 goals in 6 consecutive Premier League games. That is Rasmus Hojlund for you. And his total this season, when you add on the 5, he's going to hit to score in the Champions League. That is 12. And then the one he scored in the FA Cup against Newport, those are 13. That is it. So, if there are 13 goals for him, it shows you how good he is and how pivotal he is, and why we should get excited when this guy really returns from injury. And he had a massive injury. I remember bringing a story of the manager of Denmark confirming to us that he has been talking with Erik ten Hag, and Rasmus Hojlund is going to be in the squad of Man United to play against Liverpool. And I was so vivid when I told you about when I want these players to return. I know I would love us to win the FA Cup, but if it felt like he needs to obviously be rested for the next 2 weeks until when we start off with Brentford, I would have gone ahead to give it a go ahead. I would have gone ahead to green light it, because I know what it means to obviously have a full fit Rasmus Hojlund, and it shows you how the injuries we had and the game we lost away at Copenhagen, because I believe the game we lost away at Copenhagen, that we had gone ahead to lead by 2 goals to nil in 20 minutes, and Rashford got himself sent off in a stupid red card that was really given by the VAR, costed us the Champions League, because we went ahead to really win. We won 1 game at home, right? Drew 1, those are 4 points. So if we went ahead to add on the 3 in Copenhagen, that would have gone ahead to go into 7, right? And with 7 points, would have gone ahead to really be some of the teams to really go through. I tell you this, would have gone ahead to really fight for a point against Bayern Munich at home, and would have gone ahead to draw that game of football. So for Rasmus Hojlund, that acted like a very bad setback in the Champions League tally. Do you know that the Champions League top scorer is having 6 goals? Do you know that? And imagine if at all Rasmus Hojlund had gone ahead to go through and really played in the round of 16, he would have gone ahead to get himself like 2 goals. He would have gone ahead to be the top scorer in the Champions League. If God had blessed him and we went through to the quarterfinals to get more other 2 games, he would have gone ahead to take his tally to 10. So he's the most important player returning for the club of Man United, because for the rest, we could do better, but there is no way we can do better without Rasmus Hojlund, because when you look at how Rashford plays and Garnacho, they are all better when they are playing with Rasmus Hojlund. Wait on Sunday at Old Trafford, you are going to see how Man United manipulates Olma Louds into that back four of Liverpool. You're going to see how Garnacho takes on Robertson or Smiskas. You're going to see Rashford take on Gomez, who is going to be played as a right back. Then Quanch and Virgil van Dijk. They're really going to face Rasmus Hojlund. That front three hasn't gone ahead to lose any game every time they've gone ahead to start and play together. So we are gonna get our chance back of really playing against Liverpool and really having these players. And it's a very huge boost that he's returning. He's gonna play 1 game of football. After playing 1 game of football, guess where he's gonna be playing at? Denmark. They have 2 friendlies. And he might really score goals in those friendlies, because I'm gonna hit to see Faroe Islands in there for you. And I know his minutes are gonna be managed better. That's what you want to see. He plays like 40, 50, 60. He's taken off, he's rested, and then he comes in through to play into another set of games. That's what I want to see for Rasmus Hojlund. And I know when he returns for the Premier League against Brentford on the 30th of this month, the rest will be news and the rest will be history, because we'll be knowing that we are having a player that can really meet his fitness levels. And you know what he does when he's fit? He's really one of the best. I told you that we missed out on the win against Man City because we lacked Rasmus Hojlund. Because when you look at the fashion in which Rashford went ahead to score the first goal, Bruno is not all that a tall guy and not all that energetic, but he managed to win that ball and passed it back to Rashford, and Rashford went ahead to hit that ball instantly into the back of the net, and it was really a thriller of a goal. So after that, if it was Rasmus Hojlund, he would have gone ahead to provide Marcus Rashford with such chances. Very many of those. You understand? And when you look at the 2 chances that Bruno Fernandes went ahead to give Rashford in the first half, if it's Rasmus Hojlund, he capitalizes onto those chances. He either scores or really provides an assist because of his composure. So we miss him a lot, and he's one of those important players that he's returning in game of this magnitude. And I've told you, we've gone ahead to play them 14 times in the FA Cup. We've gone ahead to knock them out 10 times. 10 times is the number of times we've gone ahead to knock out Liverpool. So we really have an edge. And this time round, it's coming in through at Old Trafford. And the last time they played in the FA Cup at Old Trafford, the game was 2-2. Bruno came off the bench and scored a free kick. And Liverpool was knocked out by Manchester United. So if we knock them out, I think we would have gone ahead to enlighten our chances to even win this trophy, because I've told you, Lisandro Martinez is going to be back on the 30th. That's what we're going to have to get to know, because the physios of Man United have gone ahead to pass him fit to train with Argentina as he thumbs up his recovery. You know, Anton Martial is on his way back, and other players. So that is Rasmus Hojlund for you. For Bissaka, I think this has been a song for the past 1 week. I was like, when he returns, before Malacia really gets into the team, we can really have a left back into the team of Man United. Like, Ten Hag can say Bissaka play as the right back and Dalot play as the left back, and be having perfect balance in the fullback position of Man United. Look at how we concede goals in the game of Fulham. We concede those goals coming in through from the left back side, because Lindelof is not all that confident in there for you and costed us into that area. But if you're having a decent left back or a right-footed player that can play as a left back in those positions, then nothing will ever happen to you. Would have gone ahead to win those games. You know, even at Man City, it would have been a different story altogether, you know, and would have been in contention to obviously go into the top 4 positions of the league. The door is still open, but I think that game of Fulham costed us. I had gone ahead to rule out the game. I had gone ahead to rule out the game of of Man City, but I don't really see this fancying all happening to its best in here. So guys, thank you very much for watching it through. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, as far as Harry Maguire is concerned, I think it's good to be having him, because if you had Harry Maguire against Man City, then Ten Hag would have gone ahead to replace Johnny Evans with Harry Maguire. But we never had a senior defender there. And guess what Ten Hag did? Ten Hag decided to get Kambuala, a 19-year-old player, onto the pitch. That was Kambuala. And it costed us, because you saw that in the position where they put him, you saw very many balls being passed there. Even if it was Aaron and Bissaka variable, you would have gone ahead to know that it would have been Lindelof partnering with Rafael Varane in the central defense, and then Bissaka and Dalot would have gone ahead to cover up onto the left back and right back respectively. So this is the importance of the return of these players, that you now know that against Liverpool you can be having Harry Maguire on the bench, all else start him, and see Johnny Evans being played onto the bench or in the starting 11 of Man United. So that is the beauty of everything, and these players returning are really very important for the club of Man United. And if we knock out Liverpool, like I think, nobody is going to stand our way if at all those players will return. Lisandro Martinez, Tyrell Malacia trained, you know, for the entire week, and Thursday, Friday, he has been training with the first team. So these 2 weeks are really going to be important. We just keep our hands crossed that he doesn't really get a setback. But when he gets a setback, the Lord God will help us. You never know in any way. That is Tyrell Malacia for you. So that is it. And those are the 3 players that Ten Hag is going to hit to confirm that are really back in the game against Liverpool. Mason Mount, this is what Ten Hag really had to say about Mason Mount. Sorry about that. He said, Tom Heaton is back as well, also very good. Mason Mount trained all well with us. He had some full sessions with us, so it's looking good. That is Mason Mount for you and Tom Heaton. So we look at Mason Mount and Tom Heaton. For Tom Heaton, he comes in at a very good time of the season, because Bendeir got an injury. That is it. that is expected to keep him out for some days or weeks. And I think he's going to miss out on the international break where he's going to be, where I would have gone ahead to be representing for his national team of Turkey. You know, that is Tom Heaton for you. So I'm really sure that a lot is going to be happening that side. And for Tom Heaton, he's going to be coming to make the bench. That is it. But for Mason Mount, I like him to be fit. I like him to be fit because we might be judging him, yet he's really lacking enough playing time. You get? If he's really getting enough playing time, then we will see what his results are really gonna be. You know? Because he's a man who has proven to us that he can do the best when you best call it for him. For example, he never really looked good when you're playing against Wolverhampton Wanderers in the game that opened up the season. You can all agree with me. But in the game of Tottenham Hotspur, where we lost by 2-0, I think this guy was really pivotal. He really had a very good game, but to make it worse, we got news that the guy is injured. That's what really made it worse. But the guy was ready to come up and really go ahead and really get going and really produce more and more and more and more good stats for the game. That is Mason Mount for you. So his return helps us get a boost in that midfield and see how Ten Hag is really gonna deal with Mason Mount, Kobe Mainoo, and Casemiro. Because for Bruno Fernandes, he's a constant, and I think even Casemiro and Kobe Mainoo are a constant. I don't know how Mason Mount is gonna get into the squad of Man United. I don't know how. You know, at a certain point X, I expect Mason Mount to be really regretting why he signed for Man United, because before Arteta went in for Kai Havertz, he first wanted to sign Mason Mount because of his intensity and how he really acts in that midfield. But when Mason Mount agreed a deal and snubbed Liverpool and Arsenal, they decided to go in for Kai Havertz. And you've gonna hate to see how far Kai Havertz has gonna hate to really give Arsenal the best that they deserve as a side in the league. So for United, I cannot judge a player 100% that is gonna hate to flop at the club of Man United, not until he gives us like 2 seasons. So we anticipate that Mason Mount is really gonna try to be available for the last 10 games of the season, and it will be of his self-benefit if he hits the ground running and really puts in performances that are really very, 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 very neat. Do you know why? The Euros are around the corner, and he's one of those players that are liked by the manager of England, Gareth Southgate. And if at all he performs very well in the last 10 games of the Premier League, then he will have a go. Why am I saying the last 10 games of the Premier League? I'll be shocked if at all he's into the lineup of Man United tomorrow or the match squad. But never say never. He might even make it and even have some minutes to play, because if he was going to hit to accomplish a full session, then maybe Ten Hag might put him on the bench and see that he can get him like 10 minutes. But this game is really hard, and he wouldn't like to see a player who's been out for a very long time returning to obviously play football in such a game or in such a magnitude of a game. That is Mason Mount for you. So as it stands, I really believe that a lot is really going to be happening for the club of Man United with Mason Mount, but we just keep our hands crossed to see that he really gets to where we deserve him to be. So that is Mason Mount for you. And I think you people have gone ahead to really notice exactly what he's really doing onto the field of play. So if he makes the squad tomorrow, I'm going to be shocked. But I think he will make the squad when you're going to Brentford. That is Mason Mount for you. So after that, Ten Hag had another question to answer, and he went ahead to show us how big this game of football is. He said, some games are more important than others, like Man United versus Liverpool. especially when it's an FA Cup quarter-final. It's a special game, and we are looking forward to it. Now, when you look at Erik ten Hag, he has found an easy path to knock out Jurgen Klopp. Always, he has always found it easy to beat him. By the way, apart from the 7-0 that was really an annihilation, a game where the first half showed different results and the poor performance of United dropped off in the second half. That's why we swallowed 6 to make it 7-0. But remember, Ten Hag's first game of United in Thailand was against Liverpool, and went ahead to beat Liverpool by 4-1. You remember that very well. So, in the Premier League, his first Premier League win ever was against Liverpool at Old Trafford, and Ten Hag knows the history between Man United and Liverpool. It's really huge. You know very well where it starts from. You know, Man United had the only inlet of a port through Liverpool, and they went ahead to obviously block it. There was even a train. That story is really huge. I think it should be another huge day for me to obviously coming through and explain to you that. But you can as well go to Google and search how the rivalry between Man United and Liverpool started off. It never started off in the game of football. No way. It started off way back when Man United and Liverpool, when the city of Manchester and the Merseyside went ahead to block the port from obviously being used to deliver stuff to Manchester. So it's really an old story, not even that of football. Football was just like a catalyst to this. You know, it added salt to an insult, but we all know how big these games have always been. And for Ten Hag to be playing at Old Trafford is a very big game, and this is a knockout. Him saying that being a quarter-final of the FA Cup, like in a knockout tournament, it makes it a special game because he knows how it's going to pain Man United fans if at all we are knocked out by Liverpool. And he also knows how United fans are really going to really perform and really celebrate if we knock out the side of if we knock out the side of Liverpool. So he knows that better, and that really puts us into a position of really getting ready. So I was going to obviously tell us what he thinks about this game of football, and that is Erik ten Hag for you. Then he also added and said that if you want to win, which we do, you have to be good. We need our best to beat them. They are very eager for us to win this. There are more Liverpool fans, bigger away allocation than normal. So we need them to be really loud. So he has gone ahead to call upon the fans that he needs them to be loud than never before because they know what this means. And I would like to see the players borrowing the hint that Wayne Rooney went ahead and really said to the players that all you need is simple. Show your work rate. Even if you're not really having the possession, show your work rate, run, then the fans will join you. Don't expect the fans to join you when you're really downing tools and not doing the needful. You understand? The fans will only join you and cheer you around and be very loud, as the manager is really calling them to be, when they put in the shift. You know, even if you really foul a player in such a situation, it keeps you going. It keeps you going and keeps the fans really in high spirits to really come in through and really give you what you deserve as a player. So Ten Hag says Liverpool is eager to win it, and Man United is eager to win it, and the players need to do their best. And what is their best? Obviously, we should run for 90 minutes. Even if we go to extra time, we should run. Press as high as possible. Defend well. And the rest will be history. And for the defense, I think you can now agree with me that one of the hugest problems the club of Man United has been facing has been the miscommunication in between the interchanging centre backs that Ten Hag really had nothing to do about it because these players have been injured. But you see to it that the more Onana's going to hate to really keep up with his players at Man United. The Moya's going to hate to become very, very clinical. And the communication is real. That's why you see to it that it's hard to score against us, especially goals that are really inevitable. That is it. So for me, I'm really excited for Erik ten Hag, and I know these players know exactly what it means. Getting in a silverware for this season would have been great, and we will go and do the needful. I want to promise you that with Arsenal and Man City going through, in the Champions League, Liverpool, West Ham going through to the round of 8 in the UEFA Europa League, then Aston Villa going through in the Conference League, has gone ahead to give England a chance to really get to the 5th spot, meaning that if we continue winning our games in the Premier League and go ahead and really win the FA Cup, that will be a very good season. Champions League spot gotten, then you are into the championship of the FA Cup and you are really triumphant about it. So that will be something great. So I would like to give you a hint. The chances have gone ahead to overturn. It was Bayern leading the way because 2 Premier League teams never went through the group stages, and Germany really had Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich, and RB Leipzig. You get 3 teams were into that side, so that really gave him an edge over the side of Man United, over the side of the Premier League. But when you look at how the entire tournament really went, looks like United is having a chance to take the 5th spot if at all we really accomplish 5th onto the Premier League table. So that is it, and let's see, close to 100 people smash the like button. Now, Ten Hag came out and really said, and really put it out loud, or put it out loud and said on Sunday, we have another good opportunity to get the momentum. I think the players, the team have shown lately since January onwards. We have had a lot of good players, a lot of good games with lots of wins. We feel the momentum. I think they have that belief, good confidence and good spirit. So this is where I got the title, that United players in good spirits and confidence ahead of the Liverpool encounter. Now, when you look at January, ever since this calendar year started, we've only lost 2 games, Fulham and and Man City. And we've been missing Bissaka, we've been missing Rasmus Hojlund. Now, those 2 in the team of Man United, it's gonna be something different altogether for the club of Man United. It's really gonna give us vibes of attacking this side and making it hard for them at Old Trafford. I know the players are gonna turn up. I know the players of Man United are really gonna turn up because Rasmus Hojlund gives us a very good drive. I really understand about that. Then Garnacho is really in epic form, having 2 assists into his side of Man United as we are playing against Everton. And I think if he really unleashes or protracts that form to the game of Liverpool, then that will lead us to a triumph that we are all expecting to reach. Because the problem we had was we only had one outlet. Because Anthony was playing, but it looks like his outlet was really giving us nothing. But ever since Garnacho started to play onto the right attacking side of the midfield and Rashford is playing on the left, you 100% expect magic to happen through those sides. It happens a lot. So for me, I'm really very excited that we are having an outlet of Garnacho on the right, and we know how fast he is, how he can really invert inside and then shoot. When he decides to be vertical, he can be vertical. Crosses are really nice. And when he's playing on the right, his decision making is really easy, because he can twist and turn on any side and shoot from anywhere. That is Alejandro Garnacho for you. So that is the beauty of the team, that every time you're really having 2 outlets, then you can easily haunt your opponent. But it's really worse when you're only having 1 outlet. The team will just say, all right, let's close down Rashford, because you know the right side cannot really offer anything. And when you add on the performance of Dalot when it comes to him going forward and his crosses, shots at goal that he really provides, it's really a huge breather into the moment in here. So that is it coming in through from Erik ten Hag, and that's what he said about the Sunday game, that if he thinks the players have the belief, good confidence, and then good spirits. Obviously, wait and see how they're going to train tomorrow, and then we'll be here showing you how they're going to hit to charge up for that FA Cup tie in there for you. Lastly, Erik ten Hag was asked on who are the favorites to win. He said, it's a difficult one. I never think about this. It starts on 0. We are ready, and I don't think about the opposition. I respect them as I do every opposition. We know where their strengths are and where their weaknesses are. That's what Ten Hag would want to hate to say. So the man Ten Hag has always known the strength of his opponents and his weakness. So he capitalizes onto that to see that he does the needful. Now, for everyone who saw how he played against Liverpool, you can really agree with me that a lot is on the cards for Man United, because if you happen to play away at Liverpool, at Man City like that, it means when you're playing against Liverpool, then at Old Trafford, it's going to give us vibes that are really very, very positive, and will end it up in a very positive way. And I think the only thing that can stop us from really winning that game is if at all we don't really follow the instructions of the manager. 1, 2, not being our day and not killing off our chances. That is it. But if we kill off our chances, I see no way Liverpool is going to really escape from Old Trafford. That is it. Because they have their record that they've got to hit to brag around with, that every game Ender's going to hate to play, Liverpool haven't going to hate to lose it. I understand. But records are there to be broken. Even as Man United, we have ours. We haven't lost a game of football where Rasmus Hojlund, Garnacho, and Rashford have gone ahead to start. We haven't lost that game. So it's really on our side, and Ten Hag has gone ahead to do his homework. I trust him in tactics, and we'll wait to see how Sunday is going to really happen. I'm having someone reading the comment section. Let me read his comment section, and then the rest will be history. Players have to run for the team. Yeah, this is Ensa Toure. Players have to die for this team. They have to put their bodies on the line for the team of Man United. And thank you for watching it through, my brother. And I think you've gone ahead to really epitomize the end of this video. Your reactions to Ten Hag's "I'm ready for Liverpool" are welcome in the comment section below. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. The Muslims, Ramadan Mubarak. And for the Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And the Lent period is now left with how many days, right? 15 days. It's a fortnight to the end of that. I sign out for now. See you later. And good morning, those that are really still awake, and those going to bed, good night. Ciao, ciao. I promise this live video is going to have to come in late, but hope it was worth it.